Enlarged prostate, the hidden risks many seniors don't notice. If your doctor told you that one small daily habit was quietly making your prostate grow bigger, would you believe them? Most men wouldn't. Yet research from the Mayo Clinic shows that more than 70% of men over 60 have at least one lifestyle habit that raises their risk for an enlarged prostate, and almost none of them know it. This isn't about rare diseases, it's about the little things you do every single day without even thinking. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, I'll share the most harmful habit of all, one that nearly every man I see in my office has done, and one that could be making your prostate issues much worse. My name is Dr. Laura Stone. I'm a urologist with over 20 years of experience helping men protect and improve their prostate health. I've treated thousands of patients dealing with the same struggles you might be facing now. Today, I want to give you the same kind of advice I share in my clinic, clear, science-backed and practical enough for you to start using right away. First, let's make sure you know what the prostate is and why it matters, especially after 60. The prostate is a small gland right under your bladder, wrapped around the urethra, the tube that carries urine out. Its main role is to make fluid that helps sperm. As you get older, changes in hormones and long-term irritation can cause it to get bigger, a condition called benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. When this happens, the urethra gets squeezed, making it harder to urinate, weakening your stream, and creating that constant urge to go, even waking you several times at night. Some growth is normal with age, but everyday habits can make it far worse. Let's start with one that surprises almost every man I meet: drinking water the wrong way. Many men cut back on fluids at night, hoping to avoid bathroom trips, but not drinking enough water actually makes things worse. Without enough fluids, your urine gets too concentrated, irritating the bladder and prostate, which sparks inflammation. Over time, this irritation makes symptoms worse. A 2019 Mayo Clinic study found that steady hydration throughout the day reduced urinary problems in men over 60 and even improved sleep at night. The key is to sip regularly from morning until early evening. Aim for urine that's pale yellow, not too dark, not totally clear. The second habit is sitting too long. Retirement often means more time in a chair, watching TV, reading, or on the computer, but sitting for hours cuts down blood flow to the pelvic area. With less circulation, tissues get less oxygen and fewer nutrients, which increases swelling and slows healing from irritation. Even light movement helps. A study in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine found that just 30 minutes of walking a day improved sleep quality by more than 30% and eased urinary issues. Stand up at least once every hour and take a short walk or stretch. Those few minutes really add up. Now let's talk about food. Eating too much red meat and processed foods is the third habit, quietly fueling inflammation throughout your body, including the prostate. Processed meats like sausage and bacon have preservatives that trigger low-grade inflammation. Studies from the National Institutes of Health show diets high in these foods raise inflammation levels. This doesn't just affect your heart, it can make urinary symptoms worse. I'm not saying you can never have steak, but try cutting red meat to twice a week or less. Swap in fish, chicken, beans and vegetables more often. The fourth habit is holding your urine too long. Maybe you're busy watching a game or stuck in a task and think, "I'll wait," but when you ignore the urge, your bladder stretches and puts extra pressure on the prostate. Over time, this can weaken bladder muscles, increase irritation, and worsen symptoms. The fix is simple. When you feel the need to go, don't hold it in, just go. Especially if it's been more than 2 hours since you last urinated. And now the most dangerous habit I see: using your phone, tablet or laptop while sitting on the toilet. On the surface, it feels harmless, but staying seated in that position for longer than necessary puts extra pressure on your pelvic floor and prostate. Blood pools in the veins of the lower pelvis, increasing swelling and discomfort for men with an already sensitive or enlarged prostate. This is like adding fuel to a fire. I once treated a man in his mid-60s, let's call him James, whose urinary symptoms had suddenly worsened. We discovered he had a routine of reading news articles on his phone during bathroom visits, often sitting there for 15 or 20 minutes. When he stopped bringing his phone and kept his bathroom time short, his symptoms improved within weeks. My advice: leave the phone outside the bathroom and treat each trip as quick business, not leisure time. Now that you know these habits, how do you start changing them? That's where my 3-2-1 approach comes in. 3 changes, 2 exercises, 1 food to support your prostate. First, the 3 changes: hydrate evenly throughout the day, without flooding your system late at night. Move every hour, even for just a few minutes, and limit red meat and processed food. Second, the 2 exercises: Kegel contractions to strengthen the muscles that support the bladder and prostate, and gentle hip opening stretches to improve pelvic circulation. Finally, the 1 food: pumpkin seeds. They're rich in zinc, which supports hormone balance, and contain compounds that help reduce inflammation. In the second half of this video, I'll show you how to put these steps into a day-by-day plan you can follow so you can protect your prostate and improve your comfort in just a matter of weeks. Let's take these habits and turn them into a simple plan you can live with. Knowledge is powerful, but only when you act on it. The truth is, change doesn't have to be overwhelming. You don't need to overhaul your entire lifestyle overnight. Small, deliberate steps will make a real difference for your prostate and overall well-being. I recommend starting with a 7-day reset. This is not a crash program. It's a gentle, practical challenge that will help you feel improvements quickly while building a foundation for long-term health. Over these 7 days, you'll focus on the 3 changes, 2 exercises, and 1 food we discussed earlier, but you'll do it in a structured way. On days 1 and 2, focus on hydration and movement. As soon as you wake up, drink a glass of water to rehydrate after the night. Keep a water bottle nearby throughout the day, sipping steadily rather than drinking large amounts all at once. This keeps your bladder from being overloaded while ensuring your urine stays pale yellow. Stop drinking about 2 hours before bedtime to help minimize nighttime trips to the bathroom. Alongside hydration, build in movement breaks. Set an alarm on your phone or watch for every 60 minutes. When it goes off, stand, stretch, or take a short walk around the house or yard. Even these small breaks keep blood moving through your pelvic area, reducing congestion and swelling. On days 3 and 4, shift your attention to diet. Choose 1 meal each day to make anti-inflammatory. For example, swap a breakfast of bacon and eggs for oatmeal with blueberries and a handful of walnuts. Replace a lunch of processed meat sandwiches with grilled chicken salad drizzled with olive oil. At dinner, try baked salmon with steamed vegetables instead of steak and potatoes. Reducing processed meat and red meat intake will help lower inflammatory markers, which benefits not only your prostate, but your heart and digestion. You don't have to be perfect. Focus on consistent small improvements. By days 5 through 7, add in targeted exercises and stress reduction. Start with Kegel contractions. Tighten the muscles you would use to stop the flow of urine. Hold for 3 seconds, then relax. Do 10 repetitions 3 times a day. These strengthen the pelvic floor muscles that help control urination and support the prostate. Next, incorporate a gentle hip opening stretch. Sit on the floor with the soles of your feet together and your knees dropping outward. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds, breathing deeply, and repeat several times. These stretches improve blood flow and relieve tension in the pelvic area. Stress management is also crucial. Chronic stress raises cortisol levels, which can increase inflammation and muscle tension in the pelvis. Take 10 minutes before bed to focus on slow, deep breathing, inhaling for 4 counts, holding for 4 counts, exhaling for 6 counts, and pausing for 2 counts before repeating. If you enjoy journaling, write down 3 things you're grateful for at the end of each day. Gratitude practices can shift your focus away from discomfort and toward what's going well, improving both mental and physical health. Now, let's talk about the one food from the 3-2-1 approach: pumpkin seeds. They're easy to add to your daily routine. Eat a small handful as a snack, or sprinkle them over salads and soups. They're rich in zinc, which plays a role in testosterone metabolism and immune function, and they contain antioxidants that help combat inflammation. While they're not a magic cure, they're a simple, enjoyable addition that supports the other changes you're making. Once the 7-day reset is complete, your next step is to keep going. The goal is for these changes to become part of your everyday life. You may find that your symptoms, low frequent urination, nighttime awakenings, or weak urine stream, nighttime awakenings, or weak urine stream, nighttime awaken, to improve within a couple of weeks. Others see gradual progress over a month or more. Either way, consistency is what matters most. It's also important to track your symptoms. Keep a simple journal where you note how many times you wake at night, how often you feel urgency during the day, and any discomfort you experience. This not only helps you see your own progress, but gives your doctor valuable information to guide your care. If you notice significant changes, whether improvements or worsening, it's worth discussing with your healthcare provider. Another key factor is communication. If you're taking medications for prostate symptoms, talk to your doctor before making major changes to your diet or exercise routine. These lifestyle adjustments are meant to work alongside medical care, not replace it. In fact, men who combine healthy habits with appropriate treatment often get the best results, enjoying reduced symptoms and greater overall energy. Remember that every man's body is different. Age, genetics, underlying health conditions, and lifestyle all influence how your prostate responds. That's why listening to your body is so important. If a certain food seems to trigger symptoms, reduce or avoid it. If an exercise causes discomfort, modify it or try a different approach. Your goal is not to follow a rigid set of rules, but to build a sustainable, supportive way of living. One of the most rewarding parts of my job is seeing the transformation that happens when men realize they have more control than they thought. I've seen patients in their 70s who struggled for years with constant bathroom trips, only to experience real relief after making these simple changes. They sleep better, have more energy, and feel more confident leaving the house without worrying about the nearest restroom. That's why I encourage you to start now. Don't wait until symptoms get worse. Begin with one change this week. Maybe it's drinking water more evenly. Maybe it's taking hourly movement breaks. Once that becomes a habit, add the next change. Small steps are easier to maintain, and over time, they add up to big results. And remember, protecting your prostate isn't just about avoiding discomfort. It's about preserving your independence, protecting your sleep, and maintaining the quality of life you deserve. Each glass of water you drink at the right time, each walk you take, each healthy meal you choose, is an investment in your future health. So here's my challenge to you. Choose one habit from today's video and commit to changing it for the next 7 days. Pay attention to how you feel. Then come back and let me know your results in the comments. Your story could inspire someone else to take that first step. If you found this helpful, there's another subject you need to understand. Because even if you change your daily habits, there's a private part of men's health that can still have a big impact on your prostate and overall well-being. It's something most men do, but rarely talk about, and doing it the wrong way after 60 can cause problems you might not expect. In my next video, I'll explain exactly how to do it safely and when you should seek medical advice. Click here to watch. Urologist explains how to masturbate safely after 60 and when to seek medical help.